In this video, let us learn about operators and also expression. Just we will get the basic idea. Then in the next video, we will use them in the programs. So let us understand what are operators. See, operators are predefined in C++ programming. They are useful for performing some operation, and there are symbols used for operators. And like in mathematics, plus is the symbol used for adding two numbers. Same way, here symbols are there and every symbol is having some operation associated with it. So let us look at some of the operators I have written here. See, first of all are arithmetic operators. Arithmetic operators are addition, subtraction, multiplication, division and mod. These are the operators I am going to discuss them right now. Then the other operators, that is relational operators, these are useful for comparing numbers, comparing values. So these operators are less than equal to, greater than equal to and not equal to. So these operators we'll learn afterwards. Now next is logical. Now I don't know whether you have the idea about this one or not, but I will cover it as a very new and fresh topic for you. So later on we will learn about this. This is and, or and not, logical operations. And this bitwise operations are also similar, but they have a big difference compared to these two. These are also and, or, not and XOR. So we will learn, we have a separate video on this one. Then increment decrement operator. These are more powerful and more commonly used operations in C++ programming. Next is assignment. We have used this one, right, for storing the value. And there are many other operations. So we will learn them as we go on covering the new topics. As our course moves on, we will learn about more operators. So right now in this video, we will learn about arithmetic operations and also we will learn how to form expressions. So let us get the idea about this one. Let us take the operation. See, addition, subtraction, multiplication. This is star. It is also called as asterisk, right? This is called as asterisk. Students call it as a star. This is asterisk. Addition, subtraction. This is used as multiplication, and then this is division, and this is percentile symbol, and this is mod. This we call it as mod in C++. Let us understand how they work. See, they are meant for performing operation on data. So first of all, you should have data. Where do you keep data in your program? In variables. So let me take some variables. I'm not writing a complete program, just I am showing you here. I have two variables, A, B, as well as I will take C. Now A is having value 10 and B is having value suppose 5. Now let us perform those operations. So first one, if I say C assign A plus B, then the value of A and B are added and the result is stored here. So this is 10 plus 5 and the result is 15, that is stored in this one. This is how it works wherever you use it in your program. So we'll be using it afterwards. Now instead of this one, first one, if I use this C assign A minus B, then this is 10 minus 5 and the result of this one is 5, that is stored here. Then let us look at next, that is multiplication. Third one, if I write like this, C assign A multiplied by B, then this is 10 into 5. The result is 50, that is stored in this one. Now other two we have to see. These are important, right? That is a divide and mod. So let us look at this. So here I will show you first one, that is a divide. So as per this order, this is the fourth one. So if I say A divided by B and the result is in C. So what does it mean? Let us look at this. See, here A is divided by B. A value is how much? 10. And the B value is how much? 5. So this gets divided. This 5 will divide this 10 for 2 times. 5 2 is 10, right? And this is 0. So let us look at these things. Let us learn this. This is a dividend. This is a divisor. And this is quotient. And whatever is remaining after dividing is a remainder. Dividend, divisor. So this is important for us. This is quotient. This is remainder. This is quotient and this is remainder. So when I use divide, what I get? If I use divide, I get the result, that is quotient. So 10 divided by 5, quotient is 2. This is 2. If suppose this is not a 10, I will change it. Now instead of 10, if suppose this a is 13, then what? So let us see it by removing this one. I will show it here. See, here I have a is 13 and b is 5. These are integers. Then if I say C assign a divided by b, then what happens? A is 13, 13 divided by 5, and this gets divided by 2 times, and the result is 10, and this is remainder. So what is quotient? Quotient is 2 and the remainder is 3, right? So this gives what? Quotient. Division gives quotient. So what will be the result? 13 divided by 5 is 2. It is not 2, it is 2.6. So that is decimal. It is floating point. But what is the data type we have taken? We have taken integer. So it will be integer result only. So this is the one important thing that you should know. If you're performing division on integers, then the result is also integer. Even though if you're getting the result in floating point, it will not be in floating point. Then how to get floating point result, I will show you afterwards. Now next thing we will see how to use mod. Mod means what? See, here instead of this next statement I will write C assign A mod B. So what is mod? The remainder. What is that? 3. So when 13 is mod by 5, so after division the remainder is 3. So this gives remainder 3. That's it. So the mod operation gives remainder of 2 numbers. So this difference you should know it clearly, that divide gives quotient. This is quotient, and mod gives remainder. It's sometimes confusing for the students to understand this, but this is very easy. So you should know clearly what is quotient and what is remainder, then you can easily remember this. Now next I will show you, if you want a float result, then what you should do. So I will remove this and show you. Now let us see how to get the floating point result if two integers are divided. See, already we have seen we want to divide a and b, as a and b are both integer type. So 13 divided by 5, this gives the result as 2. Actual division gives result 2.6, that is float. So we want the result in float, but these two are integers, we won't get it. But we have to typecast it to get a float. So what is typecasting? So we can change the data type of this result. This is 2. If you write that we want it to be a float, so the actual result what we get, that is 2.6, that 2.6 will be given to us, and the variable to take this should be float type. So I have taken C, that is float type here. Now this integer division gives floating point result. So this is called as typecasting. Typecasting means changing the data type. Here the result will be integer, but we are converting into float at the time of division only, right? At that time only, right? Because the result we are getting, it is 2.6, and imagine it is truncated and it is giving us 2. But we said that no, we want 2.6 only. So write typecasting here, you get the actual result, that is 2.6. So this is typecasting. So this is how we can get the float result from integer division. Now next, here I have one more example. I have 3 variables, all are float only. Now if I want to divide a by b, then the result will be floating point result only. It will be a floating point result, and the result I will take it in variable c. So I don't have to worry about typecasting anything, because a and b are of type float, so the result will be float. So from this we can understand that if we have integers and we perform any arithmetic operation on integer, we get the result in integer. If it is a float, then we get the result in float. Similarly, if you have any other data type, you will get the same data type, result as same data type. Now next I will show one more thing. We have seen the mod operator, which gives the remainder when the two numbers are divided. So in this case, a mod b, when a is divided by b, the remainder will be 3. So this gives the remainder, that is 3, right? So this mod operation can be performed over integers. Can I do a mod b here and store the result in some variable? No, we cannot perform mod operation on float number, right? This you must know. Then I have one more data type here, that is character type. Suppose I want to perform a mod b and store the result in C. Is it allowed on characters? Yes, it is allowed. So mod is allowed only on integers and characters. Here you may get confused that how come I am storing numbers in character? So if you remember, we have learned in the data types that characters are nothing but numbers. These are codes. So every character is having a ASCII code. So actually a character is integral type only. So it will store the codes of the character. So if you're not storing any character, directly you can assign a code also. Or else if I write A here, then this is nothing but 65. It's a numeric value 65. So when you perform mod operation is performed on their numeric values, that is integral values. So that's all. Mod operation is allowed on these two. So in this video we have learned about the operators, right? I have explained you the working of the operators. Now in the next video I will show you how to write expression and what does it mean by precedence. Then after that we will write some programs using operators.